The secret soil microbe that tripled my harvest in weeks. The hidden garden ally that supercharged my plants beyond belief. I didn't change my watering, I didn't change my compost. Yet, in a matter of weeks, my garden went from nice to jaw-dropping. The tomatoes grew thick, heavy stems like miniature tree trunks. Beans climbed faster than I could train them. Squash leaves became so broad they looked like umbrellas shading the beds. Something powerful was happening in the soil, and I could feel it every time I walked outside. The secret wasn't a new fertilizer or some glossy gardening gimmick. It was a living organism. A microscopic partner that plants have relied on for millions of years but that most modern gardens have accidentally lost. This discovery started when I learned about arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, or AMF for short. They aren't mushrooms and they aren't the decomposer fungi in compost. These are ancient soil organisms that form a direct partnership with plant roots. When AMF encounters a root, it doesn't just wrap around it. It actually grows inside the root cells. From there it sends out microscopic threads into the surrounding soil, creating what's called a mycelial network. This network acts like a supercharged extension of the root system. Roots might explore a few inches of soil on their own, but the fungal threads can reach 50 to 100 times farther. That extra reach means the plant suddenly gains access to nutrients and moisture it could never reach before, even in tough, dry, or nutrient-poor soils. In return, the plant sends sugars it makes through photosynthesis back to the fungus. Both sides benefit, and both grow stronger. This arrangement has been running smoothly for hundreds of millions of years in natural ecosystems, but in many gardens, the connection has been broken. The sad truth is that modern gardening practices are often hostile to these fungi. Deep tilling rips apart their delicate networks. Synthetic fertilizers make plants lazy. When nutrients are delivered directly in abundance, plants stop signaling for fungal partners. Potting mixes, especially sterilized ones, contain no life at all. Even high-quality compost often lacks these specific fungi because composting temperatures and processes aren't ideal for them to survive. That means in most home gardens plants are working alone, without their most powerful underground support system. Once I understood this, I knew I had to restore that partnership in my own beds. Here's where the science gets fascinating. AMF starts as a dormant spore. It stays inactive until it senses chemical signals from a plant root, compounds called root exudates. Once it detects them, it germinates, finds the root, and begins forming tiny nutrient exchange sites called arbuscules inside the root cells. These are essentially microscopic trading posts where the plant gives sugars to the fungus, and the fungus hands over hard-to-reach nutrients. From there, fine fungal threads race outwards through the soil. They locate phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and trace minerals far beyond the plant's normal reach. They also tap into hidden pockets of water, which can make the difference between a plant wilting in midsummer and one that stays perky through the heat. The key to success is getting the spores in direct contact with roots. Simply sprinkling them on top of the soil and hoping for the best won't work. I found the best results came when I dusted the root balls of transplants before planting, mixed the inoculant directly into planting holes or coated seeds before sowing. This way the spores and roots meet immediately, and the partnership starts from day one. If you're already mid-season, you can still apply them by mixing the spores in water and drenching the root zone. But even then, the closer you get to actual roots, the faster the colonization happens. Choosing the right product matters too. Look for ones that list specific species such as Glomus intraradices or Glomus mosaei, which have been well studied for vegetables, herbs, and flowers. One important note: avoid high phosphorus fertilizers when establishing AMF. Phosphorus is essential for plants, but too much too soon tells the plant it doesn't need fungal help, which can delay colonization. Within days, I noticed my plants settling into the soil faster than usual. Seedlings developed strong roots almost overnight. Transplants that used to droop for a week after planting were upright and growing in just a couple of days. By the third week, the difference was undeniable. Stems were thicker, leaves were larger and deeper green, and flowering started earlier. Plants that had always struggled in the driest part of my garden were thriving with almost no extra water. When a heat wave hit, the AMF-colonized plants stayed firm and healthy, while uncolonized control plants showed stress. The most surprising change was in flavor. Tomatoes had a richer, almost sweeter taste. Herbs were more fragrant. The beauty of AMF is that once they're in your soil and you treat them well, they stick around. They form living networks that expand each season. As long as you avoid practices that destroy them, like deep tilling or frequent applications of strong synthetic fertilizers, they will keep working year after year. This means each planting benefits from the work the fungi did for the last one. Over time, the soil becomes more resilient, more nutrient-rich, and more alive. It's like building a savings account in your soil that keeps paying dividends. Adding AMF didn't just improve my plants, it changed how I see the garden. I realized that gardening isn't just about feeding plants, it's about feeding the whole system they live in. When you support the life in the soil, that life supports the plants far better than you ever could with a bottle or a bag. I also learned that patience pays off. You won't get the full benefit of a living soil system in a single day, but once it's established, the difference is unmistakable. If your garden has ever felt like it's missing something, if plants grow but never quite explode with health, there's a good chance this underground partnership is the missing piece. Reintroducing AMF is simple, inexpensive, and backed by decades of research. It's not a miracle cure. It won't fix compacted soil overnight or turn a shaded corner into a sun-drenched plot, but it will give your plants a natural, lasting edge that no synthetic input can match. When I walk through my garden now, I see more than just plants. I see a living network beneath the soil, an invisible ally working day and night to support growth. And knowing that makes every harvest feel that much more rewarding.